F night and it beep, music. So in the beginning of the story we see female Lido who was not good at all in studies but she likes painting very much and due to this she got admission in the 3rd grade art college and on this day scholarships are being given in the college and the CEO of a very big company has been called to sponsor the scholarship and he is the main lead of this story. Ju's name also comes in this scholarship but on hearing her name no one believes it because she was not good at all in studies and due to this even Ju's friends do not believe that she is getting the scholarship. When Ju comes to know that she is getting the scholarship, she comes running and she also does not believe that she is getting the scholarship and she tells her friends that maybe these people have made a mistake, maybe some other Ju must be getting the scholarship but then later the professor confirms it. They tell that Ju is none other than Yu. Hearing this she comes on stage shockingly and here Jing Seo himself comes to her to give scholarship and on seeing him she asks only one question that how did you come here and then starts the flashback story of our story and we see in this flashback that a few days ago Ju went to the Mountain Art Gallery Hotel and she had applied for internship there but the supervisor here does not want to hire her because she was a student of an arts college. That is why she did not know the work of hotel management but Ju tries to impress him with her talent. She shows him her work and in this way she convinces the supervisor but now we come to know that she has not come here for any internship or any job but she has a crush here whom she has come to propose on Valentine's Day. So you see friends, how much courage is there in our heroine. She will directly propose to her crush but let's see what twist comes next and then we come to know that Ishq crush is going to come to this hotel for a trip after a few months and the name of this childhood crush of Ju is Ming Changji who has been her neighbor since childhood. After working here for a month, she books a room in this hotel for her crush and his friends and prepares special invitations for them. She also writes a love letter for him and along with it, puts a ring in a cover and keeps it under the door of the room. While doing this, she blushes a lot and is happy inside but then we come to know that Ming Chang-ji considers her as his friend. While coming towards the hotel, Ming Chang-ji's car breaks down and due to this, he gets late in reaching the hotel and Ming Chang-ji calls Ju and tells her about this and says that after reaching there, he will go with her to see the soil and shower. After hearing this, Ju's happiness knows no bounds and then suddenly there is a test in this movie. In this hotel, everyone starts running in a shocking manner. Because the hotel owner is about to come here and the hotel owner is going to bring his girlfriend. The owner of the hotel is none other than our main lead Wei-King. Ju does not know anything about the hotel's CEO. She is busy taking a selfie with a famous painting in the hotel in her own comfort and fun, and then the supervisor's eyes fall on her and he takes her with him while scolding her. Everyone stands up to welcome Viking but then we see Viking who is going towards the room from the other side of the hotel with all his cleaning stuff. As soon as Wei-King comes inside, he starts cleaning the room by wearing a mask and becoming a proper cleaner and in this process he also throws away Waju's love letter and then we come to know that Wei-King has a very dangerous OCD and here he is allergic to human touch. That's why he is a bit too cling flick, that is, he keeps cleaning, he cannot tolerate even a little dirt. He cleans that room and throws out all the stuff of that room and when Ju comes to know about this, then she gets very upset. Then Viking calls the supervisor and tells him that the room in which he is staying has not been cleaned properly, for which the supervisor says sorry to him. Wake asks him to arrange a butler for himself, who will be around him 24 hours a day, and now the responsibility of that room has been given to none other than Ju. That's why the supervisor first scolds him so that he cleans the room properly because Wei-King doesn't like him cleaning the room, he did not clean the room properly, that's why as a punishment he is made Wei-King's butler. And taking advantage of this opportunity, Ju goes to that room so that she can find her love letter. After coming here, she sees that the layout of the whole room has changed. That is why she does not find her letter on the bed because Viking had already thrown all those things away, but then she finds a cover of the same color in a suit in the wardrobe. As soon as she goes inside to take it, Viking suddenly comes in front of her and Ju's hand falls on her face. Now due to Ju's touch, Viking starts shouting loudly. Then after a while he comes out of the bathroom and starts scolding Ju. Now Ju tells him that he should have Viking's 247 butler in front of him at appointments, or else he should maintain distance from him. Saying this, he drives him away from here. After this, Viking is having food with his girlfriend and seeing his girlfriend. Ju remembers that she is the most popular girl in Ming Qing's university and this girl's name is Run, and in the past we come to know that Run had once saved Viking in swimming and she did not have any allergic reaction to his touch. due to which he started living with her, and due to this she also became his girlfriend, and then we see that Viking returns a locket of his girlfriend to her, but she is unable to recognize her locket, and from then on Viking starts doubting her. Here he starts thinking that maybe it was not Run who saved him that day, and when Run touches his hand, allergic reactions start in his hands. That is why Viking wears hand gloves. On the one hand, Ju, who was crazy to get her letter, believed that maybe that letter is in the pocket of Viking's suit, but Viking takes Run and goes from here. Run hugs him from behind to come close to him. Due to this, Viking starts having allergic reactions again, and being upset by this, he quickly messages Ju and he asks her to drive Run away from here on some pretext. But Ju was not going to do this work for free. She demands money from him for this work, and for this thing Viking also agrees. Now Ju comes and asks Run to take rest on the pretext of taking rest. She tells her that, "Madam, you should go to your room to take rest," and she agrees to her and leaves. Here Viking also gives her money for her work. Now when Viking comes to his room, it is revealed that due to her touch, his body has completely got rashes, and now we see Viking's past, and we come to know that even after many years of treatment, this allergic reaction of Viking is not getting cured, and one day when he is upset and sitting near the lake and drinking, then due to his feet slipping, he falls in the lake, but when he is about to fall, then a girl catches his hand and she pulls him up, and due to this, Viking falls on that girl, and even after this girl's test, Viking does not have any allergic reaction, and that girl's locket also fell there, and Viking also fainted, but when he regains consciousness, when he came, Run was in front of him. So Viking thought that Run must have saved him, that's why he made Run his girlfriend, but now he is convinced that Run is not that girl, and now succumbs once again to find her love letter, and quietly she enters Viking's room. But while hiding in the wardrobe, she is caught again and she starts making many excuses. But Viking does not believe any of her excuses. Now, while trying to get Ju out, when he pulls her out, she comes near him, and because of this, she again accidentally touches his body, and this time he also sees rashes on her body, and because of this Viking gets even more angry with her, and now this time he warns her not to come in front of him again, and if she does anything like this again, he will kick her out. Saying this, he takes her out of the room, and then Ju gets a call from Minute Ching, and Munching tells him that they are going to meet a girl. They are coming towards the hotel by taking a lift in the car, and that they will meet at night to see the soil and shower. Hearing this, butterflies start flying in Ju's stomach, but then she remembers that she has not received her letter yet, and she goes to Ran to ask for help in this matter, and Ran agrees to help her, but in return she asks Joe to bring the contraceptive, and Viking hears all this from a distance. Now on one hand Ju leaves for the supermarket, and because of this Viking is very angry with her, and now he calls the supervisor and asks him to fire Ju. Now Ju reaches the shop after falling down and buys the goods from there and comes back. On one hand, Viking breaks up with Ryan, and on the other hand, the supervisor does not let Ju go inside, and now she comes to know that the boss has fired her from the job, and now she becomes very angry because she had gone to work only for his girlfriend, so now she starts waiting for Viking to take revenge from him. When Viking comes out after breaking up with Ryan, then Ju sits in his car so that she can take back her letter from Viking. Now halfway, he comes to know that Ju is hiding in the backseat, and he asks her to leave quietly, and if she does not come out, then he will complain to the police about her. But Ju was not going to leave without taking her letter. Viking gets tired of explaining to her that she has not seen any letter of his, she is not ready to kill him, she starts checking his suit, and due to this, their argument starts, but in this process, their car gets hit by stones, and now who starts running towards the fields, and now Waking starts chasing her while scolding her, but our Ju is a little too strong, and here she threatens Waking that if she does not get his letter then she will not leave him. Waking tries to run away, then Ju throws him down and she starts searching his suit. On one side Ming Ching and his friends reach the hotel, but their booked room was empty. Now on one side Ming Ching tries to call Jizu, but his call does not get through because he did not have his phone with him. His phone was left in the hotel itself. On top of that, both of their cars also broke down, so both of them were walking towards the bus stop. Their fight does not end on the whole way, but finally Ju apologizes to him because there was really no letter in Ju's court. On the other side, Ming Ching Jiji and his friends together start searching for Ju everywhere. Here in the rain, they see Rain at a place whose knee was bleeding, so all of them together first find Rain. They leave the room, and on one side Ju and this CEO are blaming each other for their condition, that all this has happened because of you. On reaching the bus stop, both of them start fighting again. The rain stops and then both of them watch the mid-shower together, and when the bus arrives, both of them sit and leave. After tolerating each other for some more time, Waking gets down, and while leaving from here, both of them tell each other that they will never want to see each other's face again. Here the CEO takes a phone from a man and calls his assistant. Now the assistant tells him everything about Ju, that she is a poor girl but she had come here with her friends to see the mid-shower, and to see the mid-shower, she had started doing internship a month ago. Apart from that, she was neither anyone's spy nor a reporter. After knowing all this, Waking calls the supervisor and gets permission for Ju to stay in the hotel today. When she reaches the hotel to get her luggage, the supervisor tells her that the boss has asked her to stay here tonight, and then Ming Ching comes here but he scolds her a bit that you go anywhere without informing anyone. On one hand, Waking comes home and sees that he did not have any allergic reaction, whereas Ju had touched him many times, and after seeing this he gets very surprised. On the other hand, Ju Coming Chung is feelingless and Waking sees blood in his dreams, and because of this he gets very scared. The next day he calls back all the things which he had taken out from the hotel, including that letter, by telling the driver, and he finds a ring inside it, and the design of that ring was exactly like the locket which belonged to the same girl who had saved him near the lake, and now Waking doubts whether Johai is the same girl who had saved him near the lake, and he does not have any allergy from that girl. On the other hand, Ju returns to his university, and here he meets Ju's best friend Fifi, who works part-time in a club. Work says. And to pass time, she keeps making rich boyfriends. Juka gets into a fight with her 3 roommates because they were lazy and had made them dustbins, and they wanted that only Ju should clean the room and the main Ju who was not there. They also ask her to be a room whore, and that is why she leaves the room and comes to live with Fifi. Here Fifi has another roommate whose name is Yu. Here Ju's friend reminds her about the same holiday sketch which she had not submitted till now, and only after submitting that sketch she will be able to apply for scholarship. So Ju makes her sketch of Waking while looking at the shower in the bathroom, which she submits to the teacher. Then the teacher goes and shows that painting to Waking, and only after seeing that painting Waking recommended Ju's name for scholarship. So now we finally come to the present. Here Ju says sorry to Waking that whatever bad behavior he did with her, he was against her. She says sorry for the thing and finally thanks him for the scholarship. Waking tells her that we have met somewhere before the hotel, and going a little closer to her, he says that we will keep meeting in future too. Saying this he will leave from here. Now she comes out and starts thinking about his words, and then she finds her lost locket in her pocket, which he had put in her pocket a while ago. Now this locket was lost more than a month ago, but then suddenly she gets surprised after seeing it in her pocket. Then Waking passes in front of her, and seeing him she says that have we really met before? Now she starts thinking where else she met Waking before the hotel, and then we come to know that the one who saved Waking from falling in the lake was none other than Ju. Ju is not able to remember properly about Waking. Now Ju goes to buy colors, but the color she wanted was very expensive. That's why she is not able to buy it, but then a boy comes with a locket in his hands. While holding a trolley and wearing headphones, he passes by Ju, and while passing by, he hits her leg, and because of this, she falls in the trolley, and that boy keeps all the boxes of colors on her and goes for her, but he does not say sorry to Ju even once. He just gives Ju the color she wanted and goes from here. The name of this boy is Ning, and this is the second lease of this story. He goes to talk to his aunt, from whose conversation we come to know that Ning has just come from abroad. On one hand, Viking tells his doctor about Ju who saved him from falling in the lake. It is not him but Ju, and there is no allergic reaction on Viking's body by touching him. That is why Viking wants to find out about this strange reaction by keeping Ju close to him, and for this, Viking found out Ju's weakness, and his weakness was poverty. On the other hand, Ming Chang throws a party in the joy of Ju getting a scholarship and tells him that he will get a post in his university. Apply for graduation, for which Ju will have to first pass his upcoming exam, which was a very tough job for Ju. On one hand we come to know that Ning is a very famous painter who paints under the name of Shodrang, and Ju is a big fan of his paintings. On the other hand, Ning gets 2 boxes in the parcel which had girls' innerwears inside, which means that there has been a wrong delivery at his house. So now he calls on the numbers written on the boxes, and this call is received. Ning starts telling Ju about the innerwears, and here Ju thinks that maybe he must be a rogue boy. So she abuses him and cuts the call. On the other hand, after coming home, Chio tells them that a boy has come to live on the floor above them whose lot of stuff was delivered here. So being fed up with them, Yo had asked all the delivery persons to go upstairs. On hearing this, Ju starts remembering the stranger who told her about the inner wares. Fifi says that it was she who had ordered the inner wares, and now she asks to call the same stranger. Now when she calls, the sound of the phone ringing is heard from upstairs. Both of them run upstairs and ring the doorbell. When Ning comes out, they ask him about the parcel. Now he tells her that he does not remember properly because he was busy in his work, so he does not remember properly where all the parcels are kept. Now he calls both of them inside to find it. And here his whole house was filled with paintings. Now while searching for the box, Fei accidentally breaks a bowl. Seeing this, Ning is very shocked and becomes silent. He was continuously looking at the bowl. Seeing this, Fei says that this is a ceramic bowl which would be very cheap, so she will get another bowl for him, but Ning remains completely silent. Seeing this, Fei starts getting a little nervous. That is why she runs away from Yuwa with Ju. Now she comes to Che and starts getting worried that what was so special in that bowl that the boy had become silent. She will go and buy another bowl for him, but she had to go for a part-time job at the club. So she sends Ju to her place for work today. It was a private club and someone had already booked it, who was none other than Viking. Seeing Viking, Ju starts hiding her face lest she complains to her in the university. But Viking had recognized her, but still he does not say anything to her. On the contrary, he gives her a very expensive necklace as a tip. Seeing this, Ju thinks that he must have a lot of money, that is why he keeps giving such expensive things as tips. But then she hears two people talking, who had come here to beat up Viking because someone had asked them to beat up Viking. Now both of them had entered here hiding, so they both go to Viking avoiding the CCTV, but Ju reaches Viking before them and starts taking him with her. But by then the goons reach there, and their fight begins, where at first Viking beats up the goons, but then the goons start overpowering him. Then Raju enters the field and she starts giving a tough time to those goons because she knew fighting well, but while trying to save Viking, a strong hockey stick hits her and due to this she falls on Viking. Now the goons were going to attack them, when the security comes there. And the goons run away from there. Now Viking takes Ju to the hospital and gets her treated in a private ward. He starts giving her some money as a thank you for saving her life, which Ju refuses. Viking says that okay, you can tell me whatever you want. That is why she says that if you want to give something, then get my friend Fei admitted in the university. He says that I cannot do all that. Ask for something that I can give you. Then she says that if that is the case, then help me pass in arts theory because I think you have a lot of contacts. You can do this at least. But Viking refuses this and leaves. But the next day, Viking has an interview during which Ju falls asleep and because of this, she gets scolded a lot by the professor. Here Ju comes to know that Viking has come here after doing PhD and he will help her in her studies so that she passes this exam. And here he gives her homework of making a PPT. After coming out, she has to go to Fei's homework. Boyfriend calls and says that he doesn't know what has happened to Fei that she is buying a lot of ceramic balls. Some are so expensive that her bank account is half empty. That's why he quickly asks Ju to come so that he can control Fei. Now she calls Chio. Chio tells her that Fei had gone to him with a ceramic ball but he breaks the ball and says that he wants the same exact ball otherwise he will complain to the police. That's why Fei is busy searching for that ball. Ju says that she will talk to Ning after coming home but then she sees Ning going outside her university who was walking like a zombie. So Jo goes behind him to talk to him but Ning is an impressionless person as usual and he goes from here without saying anything. After this, Wei King calls him and invites him to the same club so that he can check his PPT homework. On one side, we see Fei who when she reaches Ning's house, she gives him the 107th bowl but Ning asks her to return it as well because he knows that this bowl is not his and he also tells her that he is not going to file any police complaint against her and saying this he goes inside. On the other hand, Shu had written a theory about children in the PPT and now she tells him that she is a big fan of that painting which Viking does not like at all and then in the flashback we come to know that Viking and Chindren used to learn painting from the same teacher. And that teacher always used to take Chundran's side because he was 10 years younger than Viking, but still according to the teacher he used to make much better paintings than Viking. That's why he always praised Shindan and scolded Waking, and because of this Waking does not like Sharon, and now here Waking again goes close to Ju so that he can test his allergy, but he does not have any reaction, due to which he becomes very happy. Now the next day Ju and Fei Fei notice that water was falling down from the opening, and to talk about this they go and ring the doorbell, but he does not open the door. It was too late while waiting, and water was also coming out. That's why both of them directly enter Ning's house through his window. After coming inside, they see that the whole house is flooded with water which was coming from the bathroom. After coming here they see that Ning is lying unconscious in the bath tap and the whole water has turned red. Seeing this, both of them get scared and start thinking whether he has committed suicide or not. But when Leah Na goes and checks the water, she finds out that it is just a color. Now they quickly call an ambulance, and the doctor tells him that he has low sugar because he had not eaten anything for a long time. That is why he fainted. That is why the doctor asks them to call Ning's family member, and Fei Fei goes to the hospital with him. On the other hand, Joe starts cleaning Ning's house and finds a broken bowl kept carefully here. After some time, Ning's guardian arrives, who was none other than Wakering's mother. She comes and thanks Fei Fei. Here, Fei Fei tells them about the breaking of the bowl, and here she tells her that Ning's mom and dad died when he was 10 years old, and Ning's family and her family were friends. That is why they take care of him. Auntie also tells him that he was very attached to that bowl because that bowl was made by his dad, who was a very skilled and famous cook, so Ning ate food only in that bowl. Now that bowl was broken, that's why he had stopped eating food, but his dad had made 2 bowls, one of which was with Ning and the other with someone else. She doesn't tell him, and after hearing all this, Fei Fei feels very guilty. She starts thinking that then that bowl is considered priceless, because if I buy any bowl, then that bowl cannot be replaced because that bowl was made by his dad with his own hands. On the other hand, Viking reaches to meet Ning the next day, and here he tells the nurse that he is his elder brother. After this Viking comes home, and now we see that Viking also has the same bowl, and now from a flashback we come to know that after Ning's mom and dad died, Wei's mom and dad adopted him. But after Ning's arrival, all the attention of Viking's mom and dad went to him, and since childhood, Ning had that bowl which he did not let anyone touch. Someone threw it in the lake. While trying to get back the bowl, Ning almost drowned in the water. Seeing this, his mom and dad thought that maybe walking through the bowl there, and because of this, they tortured Walking a lot, and as a punishment, they asked him to sit on his knees outside in the rain and accept his mistake. Walking's dad even slapped him, and they did not listen to anything Walking said, and since then, the relationship between Walking and his mom and dad went up and down, and because of this Walking does not like Ling. On one hand, Ju was trying to fix the bowl, but she was not able to stick it because that bowl was very rare, and after searching on the net, she came to know about a journal where rare bowls are fixed. The next day she reached that place. After coming there, she came to know that Auntie's shop belongs to Walking, and now she requests Walking to fix this bowl because it is very important for her friend. And it is a question of life and death. In return, Viking asks her to become his girlfriend, but Ju refuses, and Viking gives her another option, that she should kiss him. So after thinking a lot, she agrees to kiss him on the cheek, and now after kissing him she gives him a hairpiece to tie, and now Viking comes to meet his mom, but mom makes an excuse that she does not want to meet him, but still Viking comes to meet mom, but his mom was about to leave after talking about work because she has to go to take care of Ning right now because he was still not eating food. That is why mom was also busy looking for the bowl. Now here Viking says that you were looking for that bowl, right? Saying this he shows her the bowl. Seeing this she asks him to give the bowl, and she also starts getting angry at him that what do you want to do with Ning now? Now here Waking gets very angry because his mom does not trust him even a bit. She feels very strange seeing this. He tells his mom that if Ning wants this ball then she will have to come to me herself and apologize to her and beg in front of me. Saying this, he goes to the club. Here he drinks a lot thinking about his mom and dad, and Ryan comes here who again tries to entice him with her sweet talk. Now here Viking tells her that he knows that he was the one who got the attack done in the club that day, so think before doing anything like that in future. He also tells her that he has found his girlfriend, so she should stop following him. She asks who is that girlfriend, then Viking sends her a photo of Ju. Ryan gets shocked to see this. The next day he had come back after repairing the bowl, to take which Viking calls Ju to his house. Now Ju gets happy and starts unboxing the bowl, But on seeing that bowl, Viking understands that this is Ning's broken bowl, and after knowing this, he deliberately throws that bowl in the ground. He drops it and breaks it, and this time the bowl has broken into many pieces and it cannot be joined this time. Now Ju again becomes sad and upset and gets angry at Wakening and says that it was a question of someone's life and death. Viking tells her that he also has the same ball which he had bought from the auction of Nin's father. Then Ning asks her to complete a ceremony in exchange for giving him that bowl, for which he asks her to put her hands behind and he tells her to close her eyes. Now here Wakening kisses Ju lip to know whether there is any reaction on her due to making an intimate relationship or not. Now Ju was not able to leave him because if she moves too much then the bowl will fall down. That is why she comes back and keeps the bowl on a table and pushes it, due to which Viking falls on her antique collection, due to which all those pieces get stolen. Now Jo quickly runs away from there, but Wakening starts taking photos of all those antiques and sending them to Ju. And he says that you have broken all these, so now you have to pay me for this, and their price is in coins. Now Jo gets upset with all these things and starts to deliver this ball to Ning. Here Viking got a new excuse to keep Ju close to him so that he can find out about his allergy. On one hand, Ning who was not eating without that bowl. Then Ju gives this bowl to Feifei and sends her to the hospital. Now Ning gives the bowl to Ju and starts eating in that bowl. Seeing him eating, Mrs. Lee becomes very happy and now she thanks that girl, and as a thank you, she gives her a lot of money and says that I will also give you money for taking care of her in the future. She did not want to take the money, but she takes the money when Auntie calls her. On one hand, Jo was shocked to see the price of all those collections and she starts thinking that where will she get so much money. On the other hand, one day she also dreams about her father's debt. Her father took a loan from someone. He had gone to jail and could not return, and that is why some goons vandalized their house. After seeing this dream she gets even more scared because her dad's debt was in thousands but their debt is in millions. Now she gets messages to receive the scholarship money on one side. And here he had to go with his partner. He was thinking about his partner when he comes to know about Ju coming here. On one side the assistant also tells him that Ning has been discharged from the hospital and he is also living in your dad's studio, and here we come to know that dad has died. Today Ning is living in the studio where the owner is Waking, and now he tells his assistant that he has no right to live in my dad's house. Saying this he asks the assistant to do something. After this, he goes to meet Ju. Here Ju returns his scholarship money and she promises him that she will return all his debt. Hearing this Waking says that if you keep returning the money like this, then don't know how many births you will have to take because neither do you have a job nor will anyone marry you in this situation. But there is a way to return all the money, and that is to sign a deal with Viking, and here she will follow all his orders and will work as an assistant for him. She will have to work and she will get a lot of money for this work, so that she will be able to return all his money easily in this life. He gives her 1 day's time to think about it. Now he starts leaving from here. Ju stops him and asks him about yesterday's kiss. Here Jaking says that it was just a small experiment, but she says that even then you kissed me forcefully without asking me, so you will have to take responsibility for it. Waking laughingly asks whether that was your first kiss, then Jo starts ignoring this question. Then Seeking says that okay, in return I forgive your debt, you just have to pay the debt for the next 30 years, saying this he leaves from here. On the other side, Mrs. Singling comes to meet Ling because she was going for a long business trip. So she asks Ling to mingle with her neighbors, and she also tells him that she has asked the girls living downstairs to take care of Ling, and if he ever needs anything, he can go to them. So Mrs. Le leaves for her business trip. On one side, Feifei, who is spending Mrs. Lee's money, does a lot of shopping, but Viking had made preparations to evict Ling and he will have to leave his house today itself. So as soon as Ning comes back to his house, the lock of his bike does not open because the password was changed by the owner of the house, and then he gets a message from the owner in which he was asked to vacate the house. Feifei also came to talk to him. So Ning asks her how those people entered his house last time. So Feifei shows him the way she entered last time. Now he enters the house through that way and brings all his painting stuff in a trolley and goes and sits in a children's park because now he does not have a house to live in, and neither was he able to contact Mrs. C. And while sitting there, Ju sees him. Seeing his stuff with him, she understands that the landlord has thrown him out of the house. He did not talk much, so he starts leaving quietly, but she starts worrying about him, so she brings him to their apartment. Here she asks Ning a lot of questions, and here Ning finally tells her everything. After coming home she tells everyone about this. Fei Fei also tells her that Mrs. He has given her money so that she can take care of Ning, so now they have to take care of Ning, so for now they arrange Sophie for Ning to stay. And here Ning falls asleep as soon as he sits on Sophie. Seeing this, Fei Fei gets very angry that we are doing so much for him. And he just fell asleep like that. She explains loudly that the poor guy was sitting on the road all day and must have been very tired. Then Ju gets a call from his mother, and we come to know that the condition of Ju's family is also not good. Ju used to send them money by doing part-time jobs. This time, after getting the scholarship money, she was short of money. On top of that, she was in a huge debt. So, she starts cursing her fate. Then Ning knocks on her door and says that he is hungry, so she brings noodles for him. Both of them sit together and eat noodles. Now finally Ning goes and talks to Ju nicely. On the other hand, Ju reaches Wei Qing's office and she tells him that she is ready for the deal because she needed money so that she can support her family. While doing the deal, Wei Qing shakes hands with him and pulls him towards himself and tells him that from now on, you have to always stay with me. Now, after signing the contract, Wei Qing gives Ju his first job as an assistant. To go to the birthday party with him, for which she will have to remember all the information about the guests. While remembering them, Ju's condition worsens. That is why today Fei makes noodles for Fenning instead of Ju, and she makes very bad noodles. Ning goes and throws away the noodles, and he tells her that even poison pales in front of your noodles. Now hearing this, she goes out in anger to throw the garbage. There she tries to open the door with her feet but is about to fall, but Ning comes and saves her. Now both of them go out together to throw the garbage, and here Fei Fei's ex-boyfriend comes to meet her, but Fei Fei was angry with him. That is why she pretends in front of him and tells him that Ning is her new boyfriend. Now before Ning can say anything, Fei Fei cuts his braid hard and drives her ex-boyfriend away. Now Fei Fei says something about Mrs. Li, hearing which Jing gets very angry, and he tells her that if you want to say anything about me then say it, but I cannot hear anything wrong about my aunt. On one hand, Ju tries very hard to remember the names of all the people who are going to come to that party, but when she goes and tells Wei Qing about this, that it was very tough to remember so many people, and because of this she has neither eaten nor slept since last night, and Wei Qing says that I have no work with all those people whom you remembered, but there is one work for you, the work of finding Miss Susie, who is coming to that party, who is the wife of a very big fashion company. Now after this, Viking takes her with him for makeup, and here he does her makeup himself, and here he orders a very expensive and limited dress for her. After this both of them reach the bowl party. Here he sets out to find Miss Susie. Here, Ju bumps into a girl who talks to him very politely. Now whatever she had read about her, everything matched with that girl, that is why she starts searching for her, but she faces a lot of problems because of the heels. Seeing her dress, a man recognizes that this dress is of the family, and then he asks her, "Are you Wei Qing's girlfriend?" After this, the man gives her his introduction that he is Wei Qing's uncle, and now he starts talking about Wei Qing. On the other hand, Rain also came to this bowl party, who was wearing the same dress as Soji. Now she again starts following Wei Qing. Now Wei Qing shows Soji that the girl is looking better than you, due to which Ryan Madam gets angry. Now she deliberately puts her foot on Soji's dress, due to which her dress gets torn, and now she starts pretending to say sorry to her. Now all the people were staring at Soji, and then Rain comes and Wei Qing gives such a look to that torn dress that the dress starts looking even more gorgeous, and due to this Soji gets impressed by him. Now Suj asks her assistant about Wei Qing, and the assistant says that this is the same person whom you met here. Suji is very happy to hear that she wanted to meet him, but on the other hand Uncle Ji starts misbehaving with Ju, and at that time Wei Qing reaches there. And then Ju slaps Uncle, and then we come to know that there is a fight going on between Wei Qing and Uncle, and now Wei Qing picks up Ju after giving a dialogue to Uncle and takes her away, and now Wei Qing thanks Ju that he sent the message about Ju at the right time, and because of this he was able to help Soz, so that now Soz's company may agree to work with them. On one hand, Fifi's ex-boyfriend convinces her again, due to which both of them patch up, but Wei Qing changes Ju's lifestyle. He sends a car for Ju and gets it ready every day to drop her to the university, and due to all this, Ju becomes very popular in the entire university. Now she has to go everywhere with Viking, and she also has to go with him to eat grass. Due to this she gets very upset. Due to being seen together everywhere, Ju also gets popular on social media. In the university, there is gossip only about her everywhere, but a little too much. Due to being in the news, she is suspended for a few days so that no negative news about their university is spread, and due to this, Ju gets very upset and she was very angry with Walking, but now what can she say to him? Firstly, she has a debt on her, and secondly, she has signed a contract. On one hand, she comes to know that Walking likes color paintings very much. That is why she wanted to sign Sharon as a designer. On hearing Sharon's name, Walking gets upset that how this Shanann is coming in the middle of her every work. But to collaborate with Sus's company, Walking goes to meet Ning, where he gives her a warning that you have to work as a designer because your printings are very popular, and due to this you are being discussed in the fashion world also. Big companies are asking you to give their designs, and my mother has signed in Yamana Corporation. That is why you have to agree to everything of the company because I am the chairman. I am here, so you have to listen to me also, otherwise whatever my mom has hidden about you from the world, I will expose all those things, so you should be ready for it. Giving such threats, he leaves from here. On one side, Ju's health deteriorates and she is alone at home. Due to this, she calls Feifei, and she was in a shopping mall and she sends medicine for Ju through her boyfriend, but her boyfriend starts misbehaving with Ju, but Feifei also comes back on time and breaks her boyfriend's head, but she was sad because she really loved him. Now Ning also came to know that the person with whom Ju has alone is Viking. Now he tells her that you should think well once and see why you are in debt with him. Viking is a very clever man, that's why stay away from his tricks. Hearing this, Ju starts searching about those antiques on the net, due to which she comes to know that all those antiques are on exhibition. And now she reaches the exhibition, seeing which she cannot believe because all those antiques were broken, and now she understands that all the antiques that were broken were fake, and now she comes to meet Viking in anger, and here she starts scolding Viking a lot that he has trapped her by showing fake antiques. Now when she came to know all the things, he tears her contract and says that I promote you, and from now you are my girlfriend because you are the most important for me. Hearing this, Ju again starts shouting at him and says forget it, I cannot become your girlfriend even in my dreams, but Viking says that no matter what you do, you cannot run away from me. Now Ju gets permission to attend classes, but the gossip about her does not end. On one hand, Ming used to top in everything, but during a match he comes to know that a girl has broken his records. That is why Ming Qing wants to find out about her. While investigating, he finds out from the teacher that the girl is very talented and she tops in everything, and because of this, Mihing's interest in her increases a lot. Now he starts finding out about her and gets her social media handle, but the girl does not accept him as his friend. After this, it is revealed that the girl was none other than Chu. Now Man Sing tells all these things to Ju, but he does not tell him the name of the girl. And because of this, she is unable to understand which girl he is talking about. Seeing him so curious, Ju was not feeling good at all, but on returning to the apartment she becomes even more surprised because Waking sends a house full of gifts for her and also sends a lot of flowers. Their whole house is filled with all these things. Now Ju calls Ki and asks him to take all these things home, and Waking says that I can send all these things for my girlfriend. Ju says that if he does not take all these things then she will throw all these things. Waking says that all those things are yours, you know what to do with all those things. Saying this, he cuts the call. Now Ju did not want to throw these flowers because all these flowers were her favorite flowers. That's why she goes to give those flowers to the flower shop. On the other hand, Waking finds something in Ju's ring. After this he comes to meet Ju. Here Ju comes on his bicycle. While she was going to give flowers, Viking comes to give her flowers. She asks him to take the flowers, but Viking comes close to her. This makes Shu a little nervous and she falls in the carrier of the cycle. Viking takes her along in the cycle itself, which looks very cute. On one hand, Feifei was upset about her breakup with her boyfriend. Ning comes to set her face right and then he shows her his sketchbook. Seeing this, Feifei is very surprised to see how well Ning draws. But then she finds Shu's sketch. Seeing this, she starts teasing Ning and starts pulling his leg and says, "Do you like Shu?" Ning starts getting a little nervous, but Feifei says that she will keep this a secret and she demands a gift from him, but he says that he has no money. She says that it is okay, without money, make me feel happy. Now he takes her with him and leaves with the children. Like a bubble, he starts playing with bubbles, due to which Fifi also becomes very happy. Something goes into her eyes, due to which Ning starts helping her, and when he goes close to her, Ning's hands get bent faster, but both of them enjoy a lot together. On one side, Wei King comes to distribute flowers, and here he asks everyone to take the flowers for free and then starts lifting Ju and taking him away. Ju starts asking him to get down, but Wei King does not listen to her, and then Ju starts hitting him, due to which Wei King loses his balance and he falls on Ju, due to which they kiss, and now she is unable to push him away. Wei King says that it is your fault in this. If you had not hit me, then I would not have fallen on you. Now Ju gets up and goes to sit on the bench. On the other side, Wei King was very happy because of this, and now he goes near her and starts looking at her injury, and now he asks her to go to the hospital, but Ju refuses. Wei King says that this means you will have to rest at home and there is no need to walk much. Now she tells him that not everyone is as lucky as you. I will have to walk to the university. Wei King says that if you want, a driver can come for you too if you become my girlfriend, for which Ju again refuses. Wei King tells her to start by becoming friends, and he returns her ring. On the other hand, Xiao tells Fei Fei that Ning is really very rich because Ning gave his ATM to Chu. He gave his ATM to her so that she could crack his pen because he had forgotten his ATM pen, and she cracked his pen, so she came to know that there is a lot of money in his personal account. On top of that, Ning lives in their house. On top of that, he does all the work himself. He also cleans his house. So Fei Fei starts taking care of Ning. Here Ning lost her purse, which had all her savings. That is why she gets very upset. In the process of getting angry at Wei King, she breaks her phone, and now she goes to work in the club because she has to send money to her home. Here Wei King hears her talking that she does not even have money for food. So the next day, Viking again sends some stuff to her house. When she calls Viking and asks him about all this, Wei King makes an excuse that he is very busy right now, and if she wants to talk right now, she can come to his office. She borrows a taxi from her friend and reaches her friend's office, but Wei King does not give her a chance to say anything. He brings a lot of food for her. Seeing which, Ju feels like eating a lot, but she refuses and says that I am not going to fall into your trap by getting involved in all these things. Saying this, she leaves from here. Wei King tells his assistant that maybe she got angry and what should I do now? So the assistant he tells her that you should apologize to them. Then Walking comes out with his car where he says sorry to her. Hearing this, Ju gets surprised because this was the first time he said sorry. Now he starts giving his explanation that I was helping you, and this time the boxes I sent contained your ration items because I came to know that you do not have any money at all. That is why instead of buying any expensive thing, I got ration for 1 month delivered to your house. Now Ju would not have been so angry with him because anyway she needed money to buy ration. So this time Viking's money was not wasted, and all this came in handy for Ju. For this she thanks him for the first time, and because of this Viking also becomes happy. On one hand, Fei Fei was busy in taking care of Ning, and this time she gives him her room and herself sleeps outside on the sofa so that she could win Ning's heart and develop a good relationship with him. She got a lot of gifts from Ning. Now the next day Ju had to go to attend her lecture, but she was getting late. Now she runs out and then she sees Wei King in front of her, who was waiting for her on a bicycle. Now he goes to drop her to the university, but even then they get late by an hour. Now Viking tells her that the time in your phone is 1 hour fast, which was visible to him because of the broken screen. So Viking takes her phone and gives her an expensive watch, and he lies to her. He says that this is a local watch, and saying this he takes the cycle and goes away. Now Ju thinks that did he not have any work in the morning, that despite being the president of such a big company, he came to drop me on a cycle. Now on one hand, the assistant notices the watch in Fijo's hand and tells him that its price is very high. By selling this watch we can buy this whole house, but why did Viking give you such an expensive watch? She says that I think he wants to be your boyfriend. Now Ju takes this watch along with the money for the ration and reaches him. Now she returns the money and all the things to Viking and clearly tells him that I am no longer interested in being your friend. Then she gets a call from her mother and she tells her that the loan people are after her. Her dad had taken a huge loan by taking Ju's name. He had taken a loan to start business, but his business failed. That's why now they are after her to ask for the money. Now Ju gets worried. Then the assistant gives her her bag. Now she quickly goes to the apartment. She comes and takes some of her belongings to her mother. After going to her mother, she comes to know that ever since the talks about Ju and that boy are going on the internet, her dad also saw that news, and because of this he has started considering Wei King as his son-in-law. That is why he took a very big loan using Waking's name, and then the loan goons also reach there and start asking for money from her. Ju says that we do not have any money. They say that you are Waking's girlfriend, you do not have money, this cannot be possible. Now they start looking at her bag and a lot of money comes out of her bag, about which Ju did not know. Now the goons take half of the money and say that you have to pay the other half. Saying this they leave from there. Now her mother starts questioning her about Waking. Now she tells them that there is nothing like that between me and Waking. On one side are Ning, who was worried thinking about Ju, that is why he was sitting quietly at his place, then people they call him and ask him to help them with money. Now Ning says that he donated all his money. Because of this, Fei Fei gets very angry because he took care of her for nothing. That is why she removes him from her room. But when Fei Fei wakes up in the morning, she finds Ning sleeping beside her. At first, she gets lost in his cuteness and handsomeness. But when she remembers that both of them slept together, Fei Fei kicks him and drives him away. Now Ju comes back and explains the situation of her house to them. Now Fei Fei again gets angry at Ning that he donated all the money because he could have helped Juki with that money. But later, Ju takes out the transaction details of Ning's card, and from here, they come to know that he has donated a lot of money to an NGO in the US in the last 5 years, which was for orphans. Now Ju thinks of talking to Ju Waking. Then Fei Fei comes and asks him. She asks for Viking's watch because she was going for a job interview and her plan was to impress the boss there. She asks for that watch to use for a day. Buff goes to meet Viking where she asks him about the money. Viking tells her that he had heard her talking on the phone and that's why he thought that maybe she would need some money. So he put the money in her bag. Now saying thank you loudly, she promises him that she will return his money. Now Viking says that she won't need it. If you make a deal with me and become my girlfriend, then you won't need to give me money, but you will have to fulfill all the qualities of a girlfriend. But Joe starts refusing him. Then he signs a blank check and gives it to her and says that you can write whatever amount you want on it. Seeing this, Joe gets very angry and throws the check on his face and leaves from there. But Viking still smilingly says that I will see how long she doesn't agree. On one hand, there is definitely something going on in Viking's mind. On one hand, Fei Fei had come to Viking's uncle's in company for an interview, and here, Uncle recognizes Viking's watch from the CCTV because that watch was an antique piece, which makes Uncle think that Viking has probably got a new girlfriend, that's why he hires him without an interview. On the other hand, on Viking's insistence, Ju is also expelled from the club because Viking himself was the owner of that club. Now, coming out from there, Ju sees those two goons who also work for Loan Chocks, and they were talking to each other that when the president has paid off all the debt of Joe's family, then why did he ask us to scare his family by giving money? Ju gets shocked to hear this and now she gets very angry with Viking, but before going there, she consoles those goons very well and she talks to them about everything. In anger, she reaches Waking's office to get the truth out and gets angry at him. Viking says that I don't need to do anything like this if you agree to become my girlfriend. Now Ju warns her that if you trouble me or my family, then it will not be good for you. Saying this, she starts leaving from there and Viking says that I will not give up until you become my girlfriend. Hearing this, Ju gets very angry. Now she pulls Waking and comes to lash out at him, but her T-guard saves her. Now Ju gets angry at him and leaves. Now she gets a call from the university and there her 1 year's fee was pending, and for this the professor scolds her. Now Ju gets even more upset because she does not have any job now. But then a club manager Juka gives her a job in another club where Waking's uncle is also there. Now here a VIP client asks Ju to drink a lot in exchange of a lot of money. Now for the money, Ju starts drinking, the video of which is recorded by Waking's uncle. Ning was waiting for Ju to come and Fei Fei comes and checks on him. She finds out that Ning has a very high fever. Fei Fei takes him inside the house and asks him to rest. But Ning was very worried about Ju. Fei Fei calls Ju and asks him about his location. On hearing this, Ning runs to find him and Fei Fei also follows him. On the other hand, the IB client makes Ju drink too much, but Viking reaches there and takes Ju away and makes him vomit to get rid of his hangover. But Ju gets angry at Viking that because of him she lost so much money. Viking starts scolding her and says, "Are you mad? What were you doing for money? If you need so much money, I am ready to give the money." Ju gets angry and says that I don't want your money at all. Whatever you have done with me till now, I am ready to give you the money. All that is bad has happened because of you. You got me fired from my job because of which I was not able to pay my college fees. You also troubled my family, so now you should stay away from me. Saying this, she staggers towards the changing room, but she accidentally enters the men's changing room. After a while, the manager comes there. Seeing her alone, he tries to harass her, but Walking comes and teaches him a lesson and takes Ju out. But Ju is still angry at Walking because she felt that he has planned all this so that he can become a hero in front of her. That is why she tells him angrily that now she never wants to see him again. He starts explaining to her. Then Ning comes there. Fei Fei also follows him and she sends Ning home with Ju, and after abusing Viking, she leaves. After reaching home, both of them put Ju to sleep, but then Ning also faints due to weakness. Ju takes care of him the whole night. On the one hand, she gives a lot of trouble to Viking. He was feeling guilty because now he realizes that he has hurt Ju a lot knowingly or unknowingly, and now he wants to apologize to him sincerely. On the one hand, Ju was very sad the next morning because she did not have any job and money and she needed money very much, so Ning gives her a car and says that Auntie has returned and if you go to her, then maybe you will get a job, and Ju becomes very happy with this and she thanks Ning for this. Now she goes to the 8th gallery to meet Auntie, where there were only paintings of Shinran everywhere, and now Auntie hires her because Ning had recommended her. Now Ju did not know till now that Shinran is Ning. That is why this Auntie also does not tell her about this. This Auntie asks her to come to work from tomorrow, and then she remembers that Ning Qing's birthday is going to come in a few days and she has not thought of any gift for her yet, and now she gets very upset about this. After returning home, she talks to her friend about this. Then she tells them that she will have to give Miqing her favorite gift so that she becomes very happy with Ju, and then Ju will confess her love to him, but she has no idea about what Ming-Chin wants, so Chu says that she will help him to find out about it, and for this she joins Ming-Chin's club. Now Ming-Chin used to consider Jio as his superior. That's why Chio finds out about his favorite things from him. Now 2-3 things out of them are very expensive, so Chio clearly tells him not to even think about all these things. She tells him to tell something that you can get without money. Man-Ching keeps thinking, then Chu decides on her own what he will want, which Minute-Chin also agrees to take. Here she also promises him that she will help him in getting those expensive things. In the next scene we see Waking, who is very sad remembering his father, and because of this he is sitting in a park, and then Ju comes here and seeing him upset for the first time here, she tries to talk to him. Here for the first time, she sees the emotional side of Viking. Here Viking tells her about his allergy and he accepts that he is money-minded. Here Ju gives her a long lecture that money is not everything, and Waking also understands her words, and this time with full sincerity asks her to become his friend, and here Ju feels his sincerity and becomes his friend. On one hand, Fifi also came to her work, and here Waking's manager starts flirting with her, and Fifi gets a little impressed by that guy, and here Uncle puts a very expensive brooch on her hair, and she comes home and keeps showing this brooch to everyone. On the other hand, Juby tells that she has again become friends with Waking, and here everyone tells her once again that you are getting trapped in his trap, and here she says that no, this time I have seen his emotional side, he is not as rude as he appears to be, in reality he is quite lonely. And she doesn't have any friends either. That's why I feel a little pity for her right now. Here everyone was eating chocolates and cakes, and Fei Fei starts having fun with Ning. Then Ning eats the chocolate from Fei Fei's mouth, and because of this they have an indirect kiss, and seeing this Fei Fei gets very shocked and she goes to her room feeling shy, and she starts blushing a lot thinking about him, and then on one side we come to know that Matching's birthday is about to come and she wants to propose him on his birthday, but the gift she brings for him turns out to be a complete flop. And because of this Judah drinks alcohol and gets completely drunk. She feels very hurt because she is not able to propose him that day, and she was very sad. Waking asks her to go home, but she says that she still wants to drink more, but he takes her to his house. After bringing her home, these people were sitting on the side and drinking nicely, and Ju here takes her to his one side. The love story tells that now Ju had drunk too much, that's why she gets emotional and kisses Viking, but when she wakes up the next morning, she is shocked. First, her clothes were changed, and on top of that, she is unable to understand what she is doing in his house. She does not even remember whose house she is in. Now she starts searching for someone around the house. On one side, Viking was having a meeting on video conference and then Ju comes to him shouting that how did you take off my clothes? She did not know that a video conference was going on. And the board members get shocked to hear all this. Then King quickly closes the laptop and teases Ju a bit that there is no one else in this house except me and you. Then you should think who would have made the changes. Now Joe gets very angry at him and starts hitting him, and Viking teases her again and says that I did not start anything. You started it. And now Joe starts hitting him again, and then the auntie who works at Viking's house comes and she calls him for dinner, and now Viking tells her everything, that your clothes have been changed by the auntie, you had drunk too much and you were not in your senses. But here he does not tell her the special thing, and now Joe gets peace. On one hand, everyone in the house was worried for Joe. Finally now the scene shifts and Joe's birthday comes and she wants to propose to her crush on her birthday. But then she sees that her crush proposes to her friend. Seeing this, her heart breaks and she runs away crying. Viking runs after her, but she is nowhere to be seen. Ju was crying while running on the road. Ju was crying a lot while running on the road, and in the process her sandal also breaks, and then it starts raining and Ju sits on the middle of the road and starts crying. Then Viking also comes looking for her. He was getting very worried for her, but Ju was just crying. Viking tries to make her understand, but when Ju does not calm down, Viking kisses her, due to which Ju calms down and she asks him that why do you trouble me like this, and now he consoles her and says sorry that he will not do anything like this in future. After this, he tells her friends that Ju is resting at his house right now and he will drop them at her place tomorrow morning. Now here he asks Ju about her only cited love story. Ju tells him that Ming Qing had helped her in her studies, due to which she is able to kiss for the first time in her life. She got 100 out of 100 in maths, and since then she started liking him. She tried many times to confess to him during school time, but she could never do so. Hearing this love story of hers, Viking gets shocked. He says that he only helped you in your studies and you fell in love with him. Hearing this, Ju silences him and takes her story forward, and she tells him that till now she has failed to confess to Miching 3 times. Well, in the next scene we see that Ju finally confesses to Miching, but here everything gets ruined. Her love is ruined because he considers her as his sister. Ming Qing tells her that you will always be my younger sister for me, and finally Ju was completely broken. She wishes Ming Qing good luck for Chio and starts coming from there with a face, and then Ju notices some correction in her letter which was done by Viking. That is, she had read the letter and now Ju has to confess her love with Viking. Memories come back to her and she also understands that Ming Qing has always treated her like a younger sister, and finally she moves on and tears the letter and throws it away, and here she comes to Ju Viking and thanks him. She thanks him because he always helped her, but she always behaved badly with her. Well, now in the next scene we see that Ju comes to know about Viking's illness and she tells him that she will help him in his treatment, and so Viking brings her to his clinic, and here the doctor tells Naju about his condition and asks Jan, how can I help him? So Dr. Chan tells her that he trusts you a lot, that's why when you touch him, he does not have any allergic reaction, which means that he trusts you a lot, and the more you stay close to him, the more chances of Viking getting cured will increase, and anyway this is not a disease. No. It is just a psychological condition that got triggered in Viking after the death of his father. Now Ju asks him what she should do. Dr. Chan tells her that first of all, she should focus on her lifestyle and try to change it. So Ju starts taking care of it from the next morning itself. She tries to wake Viking up early in the morning, but he doesn't open the door. So Ju, as usual, enters from the back door and quickly asks him to get ready and come out. And now she explains all the things to him here, that how to talk to people, how much distance to maintain and which people to get close to and which people to stay away from. Now she also asks about Viking's likes and dislikes, and especially what things he hates, on which he tells the name of Uncle Shive and Kat. Now she asks here that what did Shive and Barley do to you, but Viking ignores this question. Now Ju takes him with her to the public elevator, and due to her being with him, he does not have any kind of reaction. Both of them start roaming everywhere together. Ju takes walking with her to a very crowded place. Both of them sleep comfortably together at night and also go to watch movies and spend a lot of time together in this way, and due to this, both of them form a very good bonding, and now both of them do not have awkwardness about anything, rather both of them get very happy by spending time together. They get very happy seeing them both like this. Their friends say that you both behave like a couple, are you two really dating? Ju says that no, there is nothing like that, We both are just close friends, but they say that how can you both be so close that looking at you both, it seems that you two are dating each other, that is, you are girlfriend-boyfriend. And then Ju gets a call from Waking because she was hungry and she gets very happy and says that she is coming right away and she will also make noodles for him, and Fifi records all these things and says that you see for yourself how happy you look, you are behaving as if it seems that you are his wife. His friends trouble her a lot. She starts pulling her leg and says that you like him. As soon as his call comes, you start blushing and they explain to her that before knowing about his feelings, you should think about yourself. Know about the feeling, and if you are confirmed then definitely ask him. Well, now finally she comes home, and while sleeping at night she thinks that maybe what her friends were saying was right, but she wants to ask him before confirmation. Now she asks Viking that do you feel something different for me? Then Viking says that how did this question come from suddenly? Then she says that what is it that we have been together for so long, so don't you feel different for me? Then he says that yes, I like you more than before, the more I am staying with you, the more I am feeling good. Hearing all this, Ju starts blushing. Now she turns to the other side and says to herself that maybe Waking likes me, and then Waking holds her hand and pulls her to his side and goes to sleep holding her hand. Next morning when both of them wake up, Viking sees that she is laughing in her dream while sleeping, and he clicks her photo and wakes her up and asks that look, you were laughing while sleeping. So come on, tell me, what did you see in your dream? Seeing this she gets surprised and starts thinking that what should I tell her now? I was seeing in my dream that you and I were getting married, and she starts blushing a lot and now she runs away from there, but she was remembering her dream again and again. Now here Jo starts thinking whether she really likes him, but then she regains her senses and says that first I have to focus on his treatment. In the next scene we see that Jo was going to make him do a very difficult task this time. He is afraid of cats. That is why she brings him near the cats and keeps his eyes closed, but she did not know that he is very afraid of cats. He faints on seeing the cats. Now she quickly brings him to the hospital, and here she was very scared and she was blaming herself, and then we come to know from the flashback that in childhood Nin used to have a cat which someone killed, and Waking's parents felt that this is Viking's work. Viking says that the cat had bitten me earlier, that's why I hate cats, but I cannot kill the cat. I did hit his cat but I did not kill him, but his dad does not believe in him and he slaps him here, and because of this, Viking gets deeply affected by those things, and now he started having nightmares related to the cat. In the next scene, we see that the discharge procedure begins. And here some reporters click her photos and Ju brings her home. The news starts spreading that the president of Yama Group has some kind of mental illness. On one hand, Viking is scared like a small child, but because Ju is near him, he gets a lot of courage. Now Feifei comes and tells Ju about the rumors about Viking in the news, and Ju starts living at her home for a few days, and then Feifei comes there and says that I need Ju because I am not able to sleep. We both used to sleep together. Hearing this, Feifei gets shocked. Now both of them do not exactly tell her where Ju has gone. Now seeing Viking so possessive, both of them understand that he likes her. Viking calls and messages her a lot, but she does not reply to him. Finally, he comes searching for her and he gets angry at her and says, "Where did you go without telling me?" She says that you had a problem because of me. That's why I went away from you for a few days. I wanted you to spend some time with me, but he says that there is no such thing. You have not put me in any problem, even I am not afraid of cats now. She says that I wanted to chill for a few days, that's why I went away from you. Then he says that okay, then I will also chill with you. On this she refuses him and says that you will have to undergo treatment for a few days. Waking says that but you had promised me that you will help me in my treatment. She says that she will help you but right now I need some space, then I will quickly help you in your treatment too. Waking asks whether your life is getting destroyed in treating me, to which she says that yes, it is getting a little bit. For this Viking says sorry and leaves from here. The scene gets cut and everyone goes together to eat food. Now here Waking feels good. It was not looking good but he does not want to leave Ju alone with these two, so despite not wanting to, he starts eating food there. Ju asks him to go to the hotel from here, but Viking does not even think of going and says in front of both of them that I want to stay with you. Hearing this, Ju takes him out with her and starts asking him that why are you being so adamant. Viking says because you have to treat me right now. She says that I am not able to understand the relationship between us, whether we are friends or you are a patient and I am working as a doctor or we both are in love. Viking clearly says that there is only a patient and doctor relationship between us. Then Ju asks him that don't you feel special for me. He says that no, I only consider you my friend. He asks her that do you feel special for me and Ju says yes. Hearing this, Viking leaves from there and Ju gets very upset with this. After this we see Viking who he was drinking alone because he was regretting it because he had told Ju that he was just a friend because Viking has never been in love before. That is why he is not able to understand the feeling of love. Due to this he is also confused about his feelings, but after a while he gets confirmed that he likes her, that is, he comes to know that he loves Ju. Now here everyone was sitting in their respective teams and eating food and then Mata G calls Ju and here Uncle G asks about Ju and her relationship, but she is herself confused about her relationship with Viking. That is why she does not say anything. Then here Uncle starts speaking ill of Viking and says that you should stay away from a playboy like him. Here Uncle G says that you will make a good pair with Ninky. But here she says that he is like my younger brother. Uncle says that even if you are not happy right now, something can definitely happen in the future and then J-King comes here. He goes there and puts his hand on Ju's shoulder and says that she is my girlfriend. After this, he confesses his feelings to Ju that he loves her very much and after saying this, he kisses her in front of everyone. After the kiss, she runs to the room. Here Waking also comes to the room, but she closes the door, but he puts his hand inside and her hand gets pressed, seeing which Ju gets scared and she takes him inside crying and she asks everyone that why did you kiss me in front of everyone? Then he says that because I love you. She says that but you said last time that you only consider me your friend. After which he says that at that time I was confused about my feelings, but now I am sure that I love you. Now Ju says that because of you I have become confused, so I need some time. Waking says that you can take as much time as you want. I am not in any hurry because you will stay with me only. After this Jer goes for racing and here she collides with Waking and seeing this, her mother starts scolding her. Now due to this accident, Viking got hurt, so Ju massages him and leaves Viking shirtless like this. Seeing this she starts blushing. Now when Ju starts going to the campfire with her friend, Viking tells her to stay away from Shive. Ju says okay and leaves. In the next scene we see that Uncle leaves Feifei and woos another girl due to which our Feifei becomes single again. She asks her friend to find a trustworthy boyfriend for her and then Ning comes here and both of them suggest Ning's name and Ning tells Bo that you can trust me. Now Ning did not confess directly but he definitely gave hints that he likes Feifei. On one side we see Ran who is trying to separate Ju and Viking. That's why Ran plans to go to Viking's room and then secretly knocks on his door. When Viking asks Jo who is it, she talks in Ju's voice and as soon as he opens the door, Ryan comes and starts sticking to him but due to this she again gets an allergic reaction because Ryan does not like Ryan at all. She gets scared after seeing the allergic reaction and Wake King scares her even more by saying that this allergy can spread to you as well, but after hearing this she leaves the narrow lane. On one hand, Chio gets a message from her online friend that he is coming to meet her tomorrow. On the other hand Wake King makes fun of Jo by telling her about Ryan. On the other hand, Jo fell ill due to staying in the cold and here Wake King starts taking care of her, so she asks him to bring medicine from Cho's shop and he kisses her and leaves from there. On the other hand, Mihing comes to Chio and then Chio asks what are you doing here? He says that I have come here for a very important work. But he asks her to play a match of Go here and while playing the match of Go, she understands that it is the same BAE who was dating her online for so many days. Now Chu is not surprised to know this because she found it very funny. On the other hand, Ming is called to the hill by playing a trick and when he asks her why she has been called here, he pushes her down the hill and because of this Ming gets a big cut on his feet and also gets a head injury. Now Ryan goes and tells Ju that she has just seen Waking and Jink fighting. Now she quickly goes to find them. On one hand, Ming Qing proposes marriage to Chio, which she accepts because now she likes Ming Qing's company a lot. On one hand, Ji sees Ning Qing and on the other hand, Ju sees Ming and she goes down to save him but she also falls down and now she comes to him and starts shouting for help because she had not brought her phone and Ming's phone had fallen somewhere and here he tells her that someone else had messaged her pretending to be Waking and the one who pushed her was not Waking because his senior hates him but can never hurt her. Even Ning only wanted to apologize to her. Here he only says that he just wants to apologize to J King. Now J King arrives here and finds both of them. Feifei says that she will take Ni along and Walking picks up Ju and leaves. Here she tells him everything. He was repeatedly saying that because of him you got separated from your parents and he only wants to apologize to you. And when he gains consciousness, He was also just saying sorry. And then Fei collides with a stone and both of them fall down. Everyone comes here and they quickly pick up Ming and take him to the hospital. He is treated but he has not regained consciousness yet. All the friends are shocked to hear about Ming Qing and Qing's marriage. Then his mother comes there who gets very angry seeing his condition. Everyone tells her that he is fine and he will regain consciousness in a while. Now Viking goes to talk to his mother about his father. Viking asks his mother how did his father die. Mom says that you must know, you were there. Viking says that I don't remember anything about that day but till date I see his dead body covered in blood in my dreams and this has been happening to me for the last 10 years. Now his mother understands that Viking has suffered as much as his mother. She tells him that his father had cancer and he was in the last stage but he refused to get treatment because he wanted to improve him. Now Viking used to live alone in the US, so he had become very spoiled there. Due to this his father was very worried about him. That's why he came to America to reform Viking, but due to adopting the ring, Viking became even more spoiled and did not listen to anything his father said. Due to this his father's health deteriorated even more, but still he was busy reforming Viking. But here she was angry with her Viking because he never took care of his father. He died due to your negligence, but... Now finally Mom understood that Viking was also worried about his father for so many years. As much as his mother suffered, Viking also suffered the same and his mother also left him. In childhood he never got the support of his parents and here the mother and son are reunited. Here she comforts Viking. After this both our patients are on their respective beds. When Ning regains consciousness, he says sorry to Fei sitting next to him. That's what he had to do to Ning and that is why he also thanks her. She tells him that you were very heavy and my condition also got worse while lifting you but before Fei says anything else, Ming directly kisses her. Now suddenly hearing the quiet noise, when Shu and Waking remove the curtain, they are shocked to see both of them. Then Waking, instead of disturbing them, starts kissing Shu as well. Now after this, all of them start checking out from the resort. Here Shu meets Shivei and here she comes to know that he had called Jink by becoming J King. Here she gets very angry at him and says that Ning leave it. Ning has forgiven you but don't even think of doing anything like this in future. Shivei says that he just wanted Waking to stay away from you because he has a disease which spreads to others. She says that it was just a lie which Viking had told Terrain. Well, only after this both of them go to the doctor and here he gets ready for hypnosis because he had to remember that day how his dad died and from here he goes to that day where he had a fight with his dad. Here he remembers that he came back home very drunk that day and he had a big argument with his father and after arguing he goes to his room and sleeps and then his dad starts having pain and then we see that Jacking hears some sound. As soon as he opens the door does not open, rather the door is locked from outside. Now he jumps from the window and comes to the room in front of him. Then he sees that his father is lying on the ground and the whole ground is covered with blood and his father was lying dead here and now he comes to his senses and cries a lot and says that if I could have opened the door that day and if I had not come drunk, then perhaps today my father would have been alive. On one side he comes from the check post and apologizes and says that because of me only your life has become like this. If I had not come in your life, then your mother and father would never have paid attention to me and you were their son so you would have got all the love but because of me all the love got diverted. Jacking says that it is not your fault. You are a very good person. Now here Jacking leaves for the US. Because he had to investigate his father's case because he doubted that his father was murdered. On one side, Ming Qing and Xin get married and here all the friends party after the marriage and here Fei also feels like getting married but Ning is also not legally eligible for marriage, so they will have to wait until she reaches the age. Now here when Joe tells about going to America, everyone gets sad but this is a very good opportunity for her. That's why everyone is happy. In the next scene, we see that Jaking comes to know that his father was murdered. The flashback of that night shows that two thieves had entered their house to steal. When Viking's dad tries to stop them, they shoot him and his dad, while saving himself, goes to Jaking's door and locks it and at that time also he gets shot by another bullet. By the time Jaking reaches him, Jaking dies. He feels very guilty because his father kept fighting to save him till his last breath. After this, he starts crying a lot and says sorry to his dad. Now Jaking wanted to stay here for a few more days and he tells the assistant about this. The assistant says that Ju was asking about you. Then King says that tell her that I am busy right now and I want to be alone for a few days, so do not give my contact number to anyone. On the other hand, Ju leaves for America. It had been a month here and she has not talked to King yet, but now she did not want to go in front of him so easily. She wanted to tease him now like King teased her. Now she slowly starts following him, but in the very first day King understands that Ju is following him, but he ignores it because he wanted her to keep following him like this for a few days because he was liking this thing, and this sequence goes on for a very long time. She follows him and he follows her. He pretends that he does not recognize her. She starts living in a hotel in front of his house and slowly follows her secretly every day, and King keeps enjoying her following him. Then suddenly one day King comes to know that all the lions of Yenhua 8 have been sold to Suji. That is why Viking books flight tickets for himself and Ju. The assistant tells Ju about this. Both of them return in the same flight. Ju comes back and searches for Waking outside the airport. Then Waking comes from behind and hugs her and tells her that he missed her a lot. She says that if you missed me, then why did you not come to meet me? He says that is why I called you to America and you used to follow me secretly. Ju gets head hurt after hearing this, that how did she know? Viking says that I understood on the very first day that you are following me. But Ju still pretends to be angry. Then the little girl holds Viking's hand. There is no allergic reaction on Viking. Seeing this, Ju is very happy. He is happy and she consoles Viking, who says that he is completely fine because he is now free from the guilt feelings for his father. In the next scene, Ju came to swim today. And then she falls into the water due to collision with a boy, but then Viking comes to take her out of the water, and from here we are shown a flashback of 10 years ago, the day when Ju got 100 out of 100 in maths. Her paper fell into the pool and she fell into the pool while trying to take out the paper, and then someone took her out of the water. Come back to the present, here Viking takes Ju out of the water. He asks what she was doing here suddenly. She tells that like every year, she has come here to celebrate the anniversary of drowning in this pool. Ju tells him that not many people know about this place. Then how did you come here? He says that I know about this place since childhood because before going to America, I used to come here to swim in my free time, and then Viking remembers that 10 years ago he saved the life of a drowning girl, and from that time till now this place has not changed at all, and Ju also remembers this. It is revealed that when she was drowning, it was none other than King who saved her, and now she becomes very happy and she kisses him. Now she goes to tell her answer, but she remembers about going abroad. When she tells Viking about this, Viking gets shocked. Viking says that she should have told him earlier. She says, what difference does it make? King says that I am your boyfriend and you are my girlfriend. You will tell me everything. She says, who told you that I am your girlfriend? He says that you are my girlfriend, and he shouts and tells everyone that she is my girlfriend, and finally Ju tells him what is in her heart. Now Ju asks him whether he will wait for her, and he tells her that no matter how many years it takes, I will wait for you. Hearing this, she becomes very happy and kisses him, and this drama ends with this happy ending. So if you like the video, please subscribe to the channel and like the video. So see you in the next video. Till then, take a break. Take care, bye bye.